Annie, you said there were three types of media executives: those who bury their head in the sand, nothing's wrong; those who see that something is changing but are waiting for their retirement; and then the third class that sees something and does something. What percentage of the executives in the media industry at this point, in your opinion, fall into the third category? And who are they?
Well, let's just say that third category has been growing. The good category, those who are say reality does exist. But I do not think it's made it out of the single digits yet. And the ones who have made it out of the single digits, the ones who are in that category are maybe fighting with boards and other executives who are still in the other two categories. As to who do I think really falls in that category, I think obviously Jeff Bezos, but he's not. I mean, you could make an argument that he is or is not a media executive. I think Jacob Weisberg at Slate has done a tremendous job there, clearly understanding the landscape. I'm thinking of traditional media companies now. I think that the folks who have taken the Atlantic Monthly and done a good job with that publication online. I think, I mentioned them before, but I think both Meredith and Hearst have done good jobs. Hearst has been able to, Hearst has, to my understanding, invested in technology and really kind of shouldered that burden. I think that a lot of companies complain about technology and how much investment, and others just say, you know, look, technology is expensive. We've got to suck it up. We've got to put it in place. And also has the capacity, which also is true at Meredith, to aggregate a bunch of titles under an umbrella. Meredith has done some really interesting things by, for example, acquiring digital agencies. I think that they have really, Chris said a while ago that we're not going to be able to get away, we must get away from the idea that there are the content producers and then there are the technologists and then there are the advertisers, and really see this as more of a blend. And really get away from our old ideas about, you know, there's just being this huge wall between editorial and sales, and that I think has really hampered things in our ability to create these innovative ad products and work together. So I think that I think Meredith is a company that's done a really good job on that. In terms of broadcast companies, I would be hard pressed to think of one that I really think has pulled away from the pack, you know, in an innovative way. And also, I think that extends to movie companies. I think you talk to folks in Hollywood and general movie industry, and that's another industry that's kind of, you know, 5 years behind in terms of being able to think about delivering content in time and looking at the way movie viewership has shifted. Going away from going to the movie theaters and the graying of the movie theaters and all of that, and are thinking about, well, what are movie companies doing there? So I don't know that I could name too many executives in that category that are in the good group.
And I hear you're writing a book. Can you tell us about it?
Yes. So a number of our clients over the years, I've noticed. We were just talking about the three different types of executives, and while I can beat up on the executives who say that reality doesn't exist, I also know by working with customers and truly being empathetic with our customers that there are a lot of people in the world who are business people who, because of the way technology is integrated into our lives these days, have a technology project just land in their lap. That could be, for example, if we're talking about media companies, we were talking about broadcast companies, that could be, I have to transform my entire organization from an analog, old-style media company to a new style, digitally driven, IP-driven technology. How am I going to do that? And so they have a huge technology project land in their lap. And no training and background on that. And that, honestly, for 15 years has been the kind of customer that we interact with. What's to help them? Well, you could go to a shelf of books about agile methodology and scrum methodology and rapid application development, and there's even something called chaos theory in programming. I mean, it's just, I mean, you could, there's a shelf full of books, and all of them are too dense for a technologist to read. So what is the average business person to do? So I decided to write a book that would take a normal business person, your average run-of-the-mill lay business person, through what a technology project is like, from soup to nuts. Kind of technology projects for dummies, if you will. A young client of a woman who worked for a client of mine said a couple of years ago, you know, Anna, we were through this 2-year-long project, and you have all of these aphorisms and these sayings about what happens when, and you know, all of them came true, just right on schedule. Have you got that written down anywhere? Because I'd like to use that again. And so this book is my attempt to write it down.
That sounds very needed.
Well, I think it is, because I have, right now I'm already getting requests for chapters. Can I have that chapter on budgeting? So I'm about halfway done, and looking forward to being able to deliver this product into the hands of the people who I haven't been able to work with, but who maybe have heard about the process of. I say, you know, technology projects are hard. So there's maybe a fantasy that somehow Scrum or Agile or whatever is going to make it easier, but you can't flatten Everest. You can, however, mark out the path to get over Everest or up Everest. That's not going to get you killed. So we're setting the bar at that level.
Sounds good.